Good morning, it's Market Day Report. Well, we're up and trading for a new week, and let's start with the corn market. It was lower in the overnight session. We're mixed here early on, first 15 minutes. December is a half penny higher, 405 3/4. Now, we did get a private export reported by USDA flash sale overnight, 124,000 metric tons, unknown destinations. So again, corn market starting the day, positive territory. Beans, both sides of the trade, half penny lower, however, on the November. Trades at 10.42. This is a market, it and oats are the only ones that have been in positive territory as far as row crops here in 2025, but lower as we start off the trading day. What about the wheat market? We'll touch on this. Up 3/4 of a penny, 507 1/4. Hard red is trading up 3/4 of a penny at 507 3/4, and mostly lower with spring wheat. Cotton market, New York, up 4 points, 67.58. In studio with us, Tommy Grisafi, Nesvick Trading. All right, Tommy, a couple of things going on here, but one is that Pro Farmer Crop Tour.
How exciting.
Now, you've done that, right?
Yeah. Big shout out to Chip and all the good folks over there. It's fun. It's exciting. It's a lot of work. A lot of scouts put in a lot of effort. And then they, at the end, they take the information they get and then they process it. And there's a good podcast on it the other day, and there's a lot of hard work that goes into it. I appreciate it. I've done it. I think to the viewers, listeners, people watching, the most important thing they should worry about is what's in their backyard. You said this weekend you spent a little time looking at cotton down south. Didn't look good. You got to look at your crop and your basis this market, because you just quoted the Board of Trade numbers. I can go on my phone right now and buy and sell all those futures, but I can't help anyone with their basis. So as clients up north watch that cash market get weak, if you and I were sitting here when Secretary Rollins comes here, I guess the question I would ask her is, what do you tell someone who's selling soybeans at $1.75 under basis in North Dakota? How do we get business? So whether Pro Farmer is a bushel or not a bushel is the least important thing in what I think is going on right now, Tony.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned the basis, because we're having some movement now by the railroads as far as their shipping rates as well. So, we'll keep that in mind as we start maybe changing some of the directions of where we send it. For example, corn. More corn now going into Mexico. So
let's hope they keep buying it too, because we're growing a lot of it and we have a lot to sell to them.
I heard that.
Yeah, rumor says.
All right, Tommy Grisafi's with us. Hang on, we'll be right back.
Sir.
We'll talk livestock markets next. Market Day Report continues in a moment. So we'll start with live cattle, cash cattle trade in the north. How about 242 to 246? In the south, 233 to 237. In Texas, apparently zero. Nothing traded in Texas that I can find. 380 to 386 dressed. All right, August live cattle opening up 235.10, and that's $1.05 lower. October off 85 at 229.80. And then we roll out to the February contract. It's trading at a premium to all other contracts, exception there, the August, which expires in 2 weeks. But February at 232.52 is down 27. That's live cattle. Feeder cattle, $1.37 lower on the August, 344.77. There's a 346.12 on the September contract. It's down $1.22 and lower for the rest of the contracts as well. And don't forget cattle on feed report, and we'll pick that up on Friday after the close. Hog trade higher, 90.20 on the October. That's up a dime. 42 higher on the D's at 83.45. Pretty rough week for the hogs last week. It's been a rough month as well, losing about 15% over the last month. That's hogs, but let's go back to cattle now. What are you watching here?
extreme volatility. Thursday's big downdraft on rumors. That meeting in Texas with the Ag Secretary and I believe Texas Governor, they announced a lot of money going to go towards screwworm. I don't think even myself or folks in the public realize the seriousness of what's happening with screwworm. And some folks thought they were going to reopen the border. It'd be interesting to see if they're going to spend all this money to keep the safety of the border, or if that border between U.S. and Mexico is closed. Keep an eye out for an announcement if they will let beef back in from Brazil. We have that 50% tariff, and with that news, we need all the beef we can get. Demand's good, and the price is high, and it's working right now. Relatively low volatility compared to Thursday and Friday. I will tell you this, as a trader, broker, people are absolutely exhausted with this market, and I think there's some folks who wouldn't mind a pullback.
Okay. Will the pullback, though, affect the restaurant prices? When we see beef prices pulling back, box beef pulling back, we can see it at the grocery store level. What about those restaurants? Having them peel that back, that's a little more difficult.
Oftentimes when a restaurant reprints menus, they're quicker to swipe in with the magic marker and raise the price than to swipe and lower the price. So it's not like they put a little sticky note and says $5 off on Tony's filet. So people get accustomed to paying higher prices. They usually keep passing it through.
Yeah. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Final thing here, other markets you're watching, equities, energies, anything else kind of at the top of the list?
Overnight, watching markets is a relatively quiet night. Notice a little selling in Bitcoin. Stock market's quiet, but don't worry, we're one headline away from that moving a lot. And you just have to be careful here. The word risk management's really changed a lot.
I'm glad you mentioned Bitcoin. Moved to a new high in overnight action earlier today, and now pulling back as well. Bitcoin has been lower the last two sessions, but still 23% higher year to date. So
great stuff. Thank you, gentlemen. I think I'm going to, Tommy, be talking to you about Bitcoin maybe. You get some.
Yeah.
He's like, no, there's no freebies allowed in that.
Yeah. When's the last time you could just buy something and retire, right?
Right. That's what I keep hearing, but I still don't.
About Bitcoin, it has massive pullbacks. So over the history of Bitcoin, because I know compliance is watching, it has massive pullbacks, but then continues to go higher. But they don't let you off easy in Bitcoin. It'll be a bumpy ride.
It's going to be interesting. Thank you.